Got the radio on just to drive. Oh, shoot, no brakes. What do? Stay tuned and I'll show you. Hello everybody, welcome back to BareRose Garage. What have I got going on today? Well, you can see from the intro there, yeah, no brakes in a Mercury. It's a hot topic, so let's talk about it in a different light. I'm not going to rub nose or anything like that on the tragedy that happened to that guy with that 1300 horsepower one. And there's been a lot of talk about what to do during a brake failure, all of that stuff, and all of it is pretty much valid. Uncle Tony nails it solid on exactly what to do in a high performance situation like that when things are going, you know, bad and you got to think quick in order to resolve it. In fact, he's doing a whole series on it. I highly recommend you go check out his series on it because the guy nailed it. Anyway, let's talk about a stock car, you know, just a regular Mercury that, you know, it's got a little 390 in it that, you know, it's only packing 300 horsepower, maybe a little more, but you know how horsepower numbers were back in 68, and I happen to have a 68 Mercury. So what do? We're driving along. Number one, I've been into some brake failures, so whether it's towing one home or any of that stuff, you know, I've gotten some cars home with no brakes, but I know what to do when it happens. Okay, first thing, you're driving along normal. You know, you got your arm up here, enjoying the ride, and you're just driving along. All of a sudden, you know, you got a stop sign coming and you want to stop. You go to hit the pedal and nothing happens. It goes straight to the floor. The oh crap moment, right? Okay, first thing you do, that is probably why they tell you 10 and 2 up here, but you know what I mean. Who does that? Anyway, first thing you do, drop that sucker down. By that, right here. You're driving along, you're in drive there, enjoying the scenery. Okay, oh crap, nothing. Now you'll notice too, I'm a double footer. Why am I a double footer? Because, like I said, I've had brake failures. So it's just an instinct for me. I drive with 2 feet. Anyway, what's the first thing you do? Oh crap, nothing. I got this foot here, and you can see on a car with an automatic, that brake pedal is really wide. It's made for both feet. So no matter what foot you put on it, you're going to get some brake pressure on it. You're going to move that pedal. So I'm driving along. I need to stop. Oh crap, what do? First thing I do is I drop her down. Let that engine just take your foot off the gas right over here. See, I'm already pumping it here. As I downshift it, okay, now I'm here. This one's got brakes, so I got to kind of show it to you like this. Okay, now I'm pumping here with this one. I'm still not slowing down. I'm still not getting pressure. Now, if you look over here, see that right there? Mercury has both. It has a parking brake and an emergency brake, and it's the same pedal, so they made it easy. Now, what's the difference between a parking brake and an emergency brake? I'll show you, because right now the engine isn't running. So right now I have a parking brake. See the pedal right there? I stomp on it. It stayed to the floor. Like all of them do, right? No surprise there. Anyway, that's a parking brake. If I step on that like that, as it's going down the road and it stays to the floor, my rear brakes are locked up. They will not let loose. They're mechanically slammed shut. As long as there's still brake pad in there, you know, it's going to stop. Now, if you're traveling down the road and your back brakes lock up solid like that, well, bad things are about to happen. Now, you'll notice I did not say shut the ignition off. Nah, it's different if your throttle is stuck wide open, because your engine is going to turn, you know, the wheels through the brake. You know, it's going to overpower the brake and it's just going to keep it turning. Let's say you don't have a sticking throttle. Like I said, that guy with that 1300 horsepower one he's a different situation. I'm saying your brakes just failed. Leave the engine running. Why? Because it's got power brakes and it's got power steering. Now, if you've never tried to turn a car with power steering with the engine died, yeah, you end up with arms like Arnold Schwarzenegger by the time you get done and pulled over to the side of the road, because it is tough. Not only that, power brakes when the engine ain't running, yeah, again, you gotta stand on that sucker to get it to stop. I've seen steering wheels bent almost in half from people standing on the brake when the engine is dead, trying to get that sucker to stop, and they're pulling up on it like this, and yeah, they'll bend that steering wheel right up. Panic moment, you know, and they're trying to stop. Very common, because you really got to push on them, because you're pushing through the vacuum canister to the master cylinder to get the hydraulic fluid, you know, the brake fluid. That's what brake fluid is, kind of hydraulic fluid, to go back and activate your brakes. You're pushing through all of that stuff to make it happen. Now with power brakes, the vacuum booster is helping you. When there's no vacuum supplied because the engine is off, it's working against you. Same thing with the power steering. You're pushing power steering fluid, which is basically hydraulic fluid, back through the system, back through the pump, back through the steering box, back, and you're pushing that fluid through all those little tiny orifices, plus the weight of the car, the caster on the, you know, everything is working against you, and you gotta try to turn the wheel. All bad things when things are gonna be happening like this. You want to be able to steer, and you want to be able to work that pedal quick to get it pumped up. Now, if your car, on this Mercury, like I said, it has both. It has a parking brake and an emergency brake, and it's built into the same pedal. The way it works on this, there's an override right here. There's a vacuum canister right up under here. Instead of a traditional release, you know, a mechanical release or a lever or whatever. So as long as the engine's running, that pedal goes up and down just like a brake pedal. You know, it'll stomp. Again, I gotta throw the override. It works just like a brake. Here, you can see. See? It's just like a brake, a regular mechanical brake. Now, it's not something to depend on, because it's very rare that they actually activate both tires at the same time. It'll generally pull the driver's side tire first, you know, stop it first, and then it always lags on the passenger side. Don't ask me why. I think it's the length of the cable. It's made for emergencies, not to be driven on. But anyway, on this one, when the engine is running, it's on constant release, so you can use it like a emergency brake. Now, when the engine dies, different story. She goes to the floor like any other one. My brakes are locked. My rear brakes are locked. If I was to do that and that stayed to the floor, my ass end is coming around me. I'm doing donuts instead of going straight. That's bad, because more likely I'm going to end up in the opposing lane. And as wide as this car is, I can take up 2 lanes if this thing goes sideways, you know, kicks out sideways on me. And I'm going this direction, they're coming this direction. Yeah, I'm going to multiply whatever impact. I'm going to double it. You know, bad things are going to happen. And the possibility of taking out multiple cars is extremely high. So don't do that. Now, if your car has the mechanical release up there, like most of them do, you know, it says right on it, brake release. Pull that with the engine running, because you're going to need it to steer this, because it's got power steering. So leave the engine running, drop down a gear, reach down, pull your release lever, and then you can start working the brake. I got to do it underneath this one, because the override is underneath here. Now I can work it like this, still steer the car in, to minimize my impact. Sometimes you can get them all the way stopped, but you know, you're gonna need your power steering, you're gonna need your power brake, and the whole time you're pumping like mad with the other foot trying to get something to work up there. If you can get one of them somewheres to work, you know, it's gonna help you that much more. When you're downshifting, the engine is slowing you down, you know, all of that's gonna help you come to a stop. Anyway, that's my little bit on how to survive a brake failure in an old Mercury. And this one, like I said, it just so happens that they thought about that kind of stuff. Ford was a smart company. We cuss them a lot for the things they did, their multiple design changes, but they actually were a very good and very reputable company. That's why they're still around, and they've been around for a very long time. They thought about this kind of stuff. So anyway, I hope that helps some of you out there, and in the meantime, get out there and get some metal hot. We'll keep this old Mercury on the road where she belongs. And why am I in here? Because my headliner's on the way, and she's coming from California, so I'm getting ready to pull a headliner on this and get some good feel-good shine going in here. We'll catch you on the next one. Whew, she's hot.